Welcome back to Mindful Yoga Collective. My name is Greeshma, physiotherapist and yoga teacher, and today's 30-minute yoga physio flow is going to work on strengthening your core, kind of getting rid of any stiffness through your back and helping those tight hips as well. So if you're ready, let's get started. Starting off by feet flat on the floor, knees bent, placing the block on its lowest or medium height, right in the space between your shoulder blades. And then gently lowering down onto the block, releasing your head onto the mat. Arms can stay out wide here, or place it on your chest or belly, whatever feels comfortable for your shoulders here. And as you breathe in, open up through the ribs, expanding it open. Exhale, surrender deeper onto the mat, deeper onto the block, melting into this pose. It's a beautiful little chest expansion we're doing here, countering all that forward hunching that we do day to day. So take your time, bring your awareness to your breath and the sensations that it causes in the body, tuning inwards. Breathing into your ribs, into the base of your spine. Gently exhaling it out all the way. And then when you're ready, gently rolling over onto your side, using your hands to move that block away, coming onto your back. Feet stay planted on the floor, knees bent, placing your hands on your hips. We're moving through some pelvic tilts to bring some awareness around the spine and the hip. So as you inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, flatten the lower back, tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, arch. Exhale, flattening that lower back onto the mat, imprinting into the spine. Holding that, I'm going to lift the right knee up, lower it down. Inhale, lift the left knee up and lower it down. Inhale to lift the knee up. Exhale, gently lowering down. And alternating sides, really keeping that lower back firmly pressed down into the mat. Feeling the muscles of your spine and your core really activating here. And then we're going to lift both our knees up into tabletop. Arms out wide. Gently rock your knees side to side, feet hovering off the mat. Using our core to bring those knees back to the center. Exhale, lowering it back to the side. Spinal twist with some core. Finding your neutral spine. Placing your palms onto your knees. Pressing those knees into the palms, activating through the hip flexors, and then extend your arms overhead. Bringing it back to the knees, pressing those knees into the hands. Exhale. And then as you inhale, release those arms overhead, breathing into the sides of your ribs. Exhale, bring those arms back to your knees, pressing in. Isometric contraction here. And then inhale, arms reach back overhead. Exhale. Palms back to the knees, pressing those knees into your hands, and then hug your knees towards your chest. Relaxing. Coming back up into that contraction position, so knees staying out in tabletop, activating the hip flexors. But this time, arms can relax out by your side. You're going to drop the right toes down towards the mat. Lift the knee back up. Left toes drop down onto the mat. Lift it back up. So we inhale as we drop the leg down. Exhale, back to tabletop. And if you'd like, you can move into a leg extension here. So straighten out the knee, heel hovering off the mat, still keeping that lower back imprinted. Keep drawing that hip into your hip socket, and then gently placing your feet down onto the floor, knees rock side to side. Massaging through the lower back. And then we're going to go through some spinal rolls, holding the back of your knees, rock forwards and backwards, massaging all the way through the length of the spine, tucking your chin under, preparing for boat pose. Find your balance here. Heels and ankles in line with your knees, drawing the belly button towards your spine. Neck is long, shoulders away from your ears, fingertips pointing forwards. Deep breath in. Exhale, cross your heels and find your way into a 4-point kneel position. Stacking your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, moving through your cat-cow. So drop the belly down, gazing up as you inhale. Exhale, round the spine, arching through the spine, tucking the chin under. Inhale, belly drops towards the mat. Exhale, create as much space as you can. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rounding the spine. Moving fluidly here at your own pace. And then finding a neutral position. Grabbing onto the block. We're going to use it as a cue to remind you to keep a neutral spine. Going to place it just on your lower back there. Extend the left arm and the right leg out, trying to keep the block in contact with your lower back the whole way through. And then right arm, left leg extends. It's alternating arm, alternating leg. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you place your hand and knees back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it back to your 4-point kneel. Move slowly here, really thinking about that block. And you'll find those legs and arms that are on the mat stabilizing you there. Then gently moving that block. Pressing down through your wrist, curl the toes under, lift the knees off the mat, bear hold. Inhale here. As you exhale, extend the right leg out. And then the left. Breathing in here. Exhale to extend. Inhale, bring it back to center. Neck stays long. Core stays engaged. One more on each side. And then gently placing the knees down, uncurl your toes, find your child's pose. Beautiful work. Allowing those hips to relax down onto the heels, coming up onto your fingertips if you'd like, and then shift your weight forwards, finding your puppy pose. Hips stacked over your knees, melting the chest down towards the mat. Option to keep your chin on the mat or your forehead, however open your upper back is feeling. Breathing in here. Exhaling it out all the way. Another beautiful opportunity to open up and expand through the chest and the thoracic spine. So take it gently, take it mindfully. And shift your weight forwards, dropping your hips down onto the floor, forearms on the mat, elbows underneath your shoulders, finding Sphinx pose. Neck stays long, right from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head is lengthening out. And then on your next breath out, lower down all the way. And as you inhale, find your locust pose. So arms reach back, lifting the thighs and your shoulders and chest off the mat. Keep breathing. And then bend the elbows, palms facing down. Inhale here. As you exhale, reach those arms forwards. Thighs and feet are still hovering off the mat. Squeeze those glutes as you move those arms. Elbows stay bent, drawing into your ribs. Squeeze the shoulders down. And then hold that position with the arms. Flutter the feet. 3, 2, 1. Releasing down all the way. Knees bent, gently rocking side to side, forehead resting on your palms. Releasing your feet down onto the mat, curling those toes under. Palms in line with your chest. Using the strength of your upper body to push yourself up into a plank, and then find your downward facing dog. First down dog of the day, so take your time, rock your hips side to side, maybe walk out your knees one at a time. Bend those knees, pull the belly close to your thighs, hip bones reaching up towards the sky. Take some time to find stability in this pose before you shift your weight forwards into a plank. Back to your downward dog, and then exhale to plank. Inhale to downward facing dog. Exhale back to your plank. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, plank. Gently drop the knees down, finding your chaturanga. Elbows stay close to your ribs, lower down all the way. Baby cobra. Activating through the glutes, through your lower back. Inhale here. Exhale, finding that high plank, moving back into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhaling it out all the way. On your next breath in, reach the right heel up towards the ceiling for three-legged dog, and then bend the knee open through the hip. Draw the right knee back towards your chest and then place it in between your hands. High lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, lunge low, knee stacked over the ankle. Shoulders relaxed away from your ears. As you exhale, twist. So your chest twists towards the right knee, left fingertips pointing forwards, right fingertips pointing back into a reverse twist. Inhale back to your high lunge. And exhale, framing the front foot, stepping back into a plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, pressing up through a push-up into your downward facing dog. Full breath cycle here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. On your next inhale, bending the left leg, three-legged dog, bend the knee, opening up through the hip, and then draw the left knee towards your chest. placing the foot in between your hands. High lunge, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, lunge low. Inhale, twisting the chest open towards the left knee. Right fingertips pointing forwards, left fingertips reach back, and then reverse twist. Placing those left hands back down onto the hamstrings, right fingertips reach up. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, framing the front foot, stepping back into a plank. As you exhale, lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing up into your downward facing dog. Active recovery here. Tailbone is reaching up towards the sky. Inhale, right heel up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog, knee bent, hip open. Right knee to chest, inhale. Exhale, placing the foot in between your hands, high lunge, inhale here. Exhale, lifting the right heel up off the mat, so a bit of a variation. As we hold this high lunge, find some balance. Twist the chest towards the right side. Reverse twisted high lunge. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, gently placing the heel back down, airplane arms hinging through the hips. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, airplane arms, strong through that front leg. Inhale, high arms, high lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Framing the front foot, stepping back into a plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, pushing up through a plank, find your downward dog. On your next inhale, bend the left leg, three-legged dog. Stack the hips open. Exhale, knee to chest, stepping that left leg forwards, high lunge. Then lifting the heel of the left foot, balancing in this high lunge. Inhale here, exhale, twist open towards the left thigh. Right fingertips reaching forwards, reverse twisted lunge. Inhale. Exhale, swivel those arms forwards, high lunge, keep balancing. Bit of calf work here, gently lower the heel down, airplane lunge, shifting your hips forwards, hinging through the hips. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, frame the front foot, stepping back into a plank, back into your downward facing dog. Gently walk your feet forwards, coming into a forward fold. At the very top of your mat, finding a ragdoll position here, keeping a bend in your knees, grabbing onto your opposite elbows and gently rocking side to side, allowing the weight of your body to give you that traction, to give you that space through your lumbar spine. Deep breath in here. Exhaling it out all the way. Gently release the arms down, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Take your time. Head is the last to lift. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Taking a moment here to find your mountain pose. Feet are about hip width apart. Slight unlock of your knee, gently tucking the tailbone under. Shoulders draw down and back away from your ears. Opening and shining those collarbones forwards. Back of the neck is long. Eyes gently shut. Standing meditation. Your next breath in, find your chair pose. Arms in line with your ears, sit those hips back. Knees bent. Keeping a neutral spine here. Exhale, back to your mountain pose. Inhale, chair. And then as you exhale, bend the right knee up and place that right ankle over the left knee. Figure 4 stretch, sit back into a chair here. So it's a single leg chair with a figure 4 stretch on the right side. Palms pressing in front of your chest. Inhale, find some balance, find some stability, helpful to point your focus and gaze onto a spot. Inhale, lift yourself back up, single leg stance, knee to chest. Use your hands to draw your knees up towards your chest as high as you can. And keep those knees hovering there, opening up wide. Find your warrior 3. Arms extend forwards. Right heel shoots back. Deep breath in. Exhale, dropping that back leg gently down into warrior 2. Left fingertips reaching forwards, right fingertips reaching back. Breathing in, find your side angle. Option to extend both your arms overhead if you'd like. Lengthening through the spine. And then as you exhale, placing your right hand down, finding a twist in this low lunge. Keeping that positioning of the chest, lifting up into a twisted high lunge. Deep breath in. Arms reach back up, high lunge. Exhale, gently stepping that right leg back up. Hugging the knee towards your chest on that right side. Gently placing the right leg back down. Find your chair pose. No rest for the wicked here. And then you forward fold. Beautiful work. Deep breath in. Exhale, back to your chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lifting the left knee up this time. Placing that left ankle on the right knee, opening up into a figure 4 stretch. Sitting back into a chair pose with that right hip. Palms pressing in front of your chest. Keep shooting those hips back. Inhale, and then exhale, left knee lifts up. Using your hands to pull the left knee towards your chest, getting as much range as you can, and then actively holding that knee up there before you open out wide. Find your warrior 3. Left heel kicks back, both arms pointing forwards. Deep breath in. Exhale, find your warrior 2. Keeping that knee stacked over the hips. Side angle pose as you exhale out. Option to have both arms reaching out like you're holding a big volleyball. Breath in here. And then as you exhale, left palm reaches down onto the mat. Right fingertips reach up. Twisted low lunge. And then gently lift yourself up. Keeping that twist through your spine. Twisted high lunge. Deep breath in. As you exhale, find your high lunge facing forwards. Exhale, shift your weight forwards, bringing the left knee back up towards your chest. single leg balance. And then gently placing that left leg back down, folding forwards, releasing through the hips, releasing through the lower backs. And then spacing your feet out about as wide as the mat. Find your yogic squat or malasana. And from here we're going to straighten our knees back up into a forward fold, wide feet, and exhale back to your yogic squat. So just moving dynamically into a forward fold, back into your deep squat. Inhale as you find your squat, exhale to forward fold. And then finding some stability here. Coming back into a forward fold, walking both your feet in hip width apart. Coming up onto your toes, lower your hips down towards your heels. And hug your knees towards your chest in this crouch before you gently lower your hips down, nice and slow. Coming into a half modified boat pose. So your feet are flat on the floor, gently tucking the tailbone under, drawing the belly button in, and lower down onto the back. Take your time. Last time. Give yourself a big hug, just massaging the lower back, rocking side to side. And threading your hands in between your knees, grabbing onto the outside borders of your feet, find your happy baby. Pulling those knees towards your shoulders, opening and compressing through the hips. All at the same time. Beauty of happy baby. And taking any last movements you need to. Before we find our shavasana, today I'm going to do shavasana in my reclined cobbler's pose, where the soles of my feet are pressing, the knees are opened out wide. But you can just relax into shavasana if you'd like, with your legs extended, arms out by your side. Now stay here as long as you'd like. Savor the openness that your body will experience, hopefully, after this flow. Challenging a bit of balance, your core, a lot of that chest expansion and hip opening and strengthening. Well-deserved shavasana here. Feel free to pause the video here if you want to extend out your shavasana. And then if you're ready, gently using your hands to bring your knees together, rolling over onto your side, keeping those eyes shut, find your way into a seated position. Gently lowering the gaze down, palms pressing in front of your chest, thanking yourself for making time to move slowly and intentionally, and for the practice of yoga. Hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.